These and these are just not a good choice for monitors when leading worship. However, some people may not be able to or even want to spend a ton of money on a good set of in-ear monitors. Not surprisingly, there are probably people on your team or that you have worked with that don't know the difference between a cheap set of headphones and a decent in-ear monitor. And that's why I'm making this video, kinda. Because of this, I wanted to find the best in-ear monitor on Amazon for under $50, and that does include tax. So what I did is I purchased the top 5 headphones classified as an in-ear that had the highest rating and the most ratings. So I didn't want just the 5-star with 1 rating. I scored them on 5 different categories that I came up with from 0 to 10, giving the best overall score of 50. So $50, 50 points, it just kind of made sense. The 5 categories are the use and ergonomics, the sub-test, that's from 100 hertz down to nothing and seeing where they cut off, build quality, the box and what came in the box or what came with the headphones, and probably most importantly, the sound and the clarity. I mean, that's what we're looking for from a headphone, right? So a couple ground rules that I set for myself were, for the sub-test, I wanted to make sure that they were all tested exactly the same. Now, I'm not really scientific, but I use an iPad. I used the same video to actually do the test with, the same sub sound, going down to from 100 to 0. It actually went from like 500 to 0. And I kept the iPad at halfway volume plus 1 click. And the second thing to remember is I scored them based on the value in comparison with themselves, not in comparison with a Westone or a high-end Shure or something like that. So when I say a 10 out of 10 in a certain category, that's a 10 out of 10 relative to the other 4 headphones. Before we get to the actual headphones themselves, I want to announce a giveaway near the end of this video. So I wanted to let you know that now so you know what's coming up. So 5th place were the TRN V80. These were overall a decent headphone. I don't want to talk badly about these. However, they kind of sucked. And I say that because I like low range. And these just lacked a lot of low range. Now, they did go down to 30 hertz and then they just completely fell off from there. But it just wasn't enough. Like, I would almost rather have too much sub than never enough. And I never got enough out of these. If you're looking for a headphone that's not so boomy, this might be your number 1 choice. They felt good in the ears. The cable's really nice. It's a black woven cable. They're made of metal, as you can kind of hear that. They have good ear tips that they came with. Anyway, they came in 5th place. I actually put all the notes in the description of each category and their scoring. I'm not going to go into too much detail about each headphone because it's all in the description below. I actually thought 4th place would be 5th place, but 4th place were the MEE Professional M6 Pro in-ear headphones. I was very excited when I opened this box. As you can see, it came with a case. It came with like 6 set of ear tips. It came with an adapter. It came with a ton of stuff. And I was very excited about them because I actually used the previous generation. I think this is generation 3. Anyway, these were highly disappointing. Highly disappointing. I had problems with low end in these in the previous generation and these right here. Now, they fit great. They're super lightweight. They're made of like a plastic. They never fatigued my ear as far as them being in for a long time. I wasn't a fan of the cable. It's just kind of a smooth, grabby cable, and it just kind of holds its shape way too much. See that? Anyway, that's kind of nitpicking, but still, it's just, I was very disappointed, and they kind of made up for the lack of quality in their case. I put all my notes, like I said, in the description below so you can read. But the MEE M6 Pro had 529 ratings, 4 stars, and were $41.74. 529 ratings. I was thinking this thing's going to be a beast at 4 stars. 4 stars. But apparently people are not caring about low range. All right, so enough of that. Let's get into the good stuff. 3rd place are the KZ ZST Pros. These are awesome headphones, and this is why. 1,492 ratings at the time that I bought this. 4.5 stars, and at $18.99. Wow. I'm telling you, These headphones are incredible for under $20. I didn't want to do a video for headphones under $20 because they're mostly crap. But this one, y'all, is awesome. These came in at a 34 out of 50 rating. And this is why. The box, the packaging was okay. It was a 5 out of 10. It only included 3 sets of ear tips and 1 woven cable, and of course the headphones themselves. The sub test, these were good. They were really boomy though, starting around 60 hertz and decently smooth, started wobbling slightly at 25 and then nothing after 21. As far as sound and clarity, I gave these a 7 out of 10. They sport a dual driver, so that's 1 balanced amateur and 1 10mm dynamic, and they sound really good. Okay, we have to consider these are $18.99, under $20. They sound better than an iPhone headphone, of course, and they fit like a quality in-ear. They feel great. I could wear these all day if I needed to. The little over-ear part is not like bendable and adjustable necessarily, but it does hold on the ear pretty well. I can actually sing and they don't fall out. The use and ergonomics are really nice. They have a nice cable. The build quality on these were an 8 out of 10. I'm still considering that price when I say that. And the use and ergonomics, I said, were a 7 out of 10. And they look like a professional in-ear headphone, although the cable end, the jack, and this other piece on the cable are just a little weird looking, but you know, nobody will see that anyway, so I don't care about that. So overall, I like the KZ-ZST. They're a lot of fun. They look great. They sound great. And I'm gonna buy my whole team these, I believe. Second place are the CCA C10. The C10 had 290 ratings at 4.5 stars at just $40.99. I really like these. And I said really probably too many times. The only thing I really don't like about them, and I didn't care about this on the other 3, even though 4th place had this, but like, where's my neck tensioner slider? Where did that go? Why don't these have that? Because when you put them on your ear, they just kind of flare out everywhere. So build quality on these, I gave an 8 out of 10. They do have like a resin bottom, the purple part right here, and the top is a zinc alloy top piece. The box was a 6 out of 10. It didn't come with a case. It really probably should have. It came with 4 sets of ear tips, which is pretty cool. Sub test, these were really great. They had smooth tone down to like 30 hertz, then it begins to drop off rapidly between 25 and 20 hertz. They start wobbling slightly at 25. But the pitch is distinguishable pretty much all the way down to 20. So I gave them an 8 out of 10 on the sub test. The over ear section, I'm going back to build quality. The over ear section on these do not have a metal wire in them, so they are what they are. But they still stay in your ears really nice. I did experience my right ear, it's probably just my ear, but I did experience the right ear come out a little bit as I sing, but they still stayed in pretty well. The sound and clarity on these, they sounded great, especially considering the price. I didn't experience any muddiness with these, and I had enough lows. With the 1 10mm dynamic woofer and a 4BA 6mm tweeter, they claim to have silky highs, detailed mids, and deep lows, and yeah, I would have to agree. I'd have to agree. That was the description on Amazon, and man, they really sounded phenomenal. I can't get over it. I kind of wish they had the same connection that number 1 has, and you'll see that in just a second, as far as like the cable connecting to the earpiece itself, but I can deal with this. This is really good. So I gave them a 9 out of 10 because they were so balanced. As far as use and ergonomics, I gave them a 7 out of 10. The sound quality does overweigh a lot of my nitpicks with these. They were a little heavy. I don't know how much they weigh. They probably say it in the description on Amazon, but they were a little heavy, so I did start to feel them over time. They do fit nice in the ear. They just get a little heavy. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for, the giveaway. I'm gonna give away first place, and first place was the Basin B-Singer Plus Pro. Now, these weren't the highest rated, these weren't the most rated, but according to me and my 5 parameters and my testing, these are the best headphones under $50 that you can get on Amazon right now, and I want to give away a pair. I want to give away a pair, and these are the official rules right here. I'm playing with them in my hand, that's why I'm looking down. But I want to give away a set of these to the person that puts in the comments below who you're going to give this to. Yes, I'm going to give this away to the person that tells me who they are going to give it to and has, you know, the best story or the most compelling comment. I'm actually going to grab David, the guy that does all the piano stuff on the channel. I'm going to let him help me choose this person, and we're going to decide this hopefully within a week after this video goes up, and we will get in contact with you. So don't comment a million times, just tell me, put in the comments below, I want these because I want to give them to this person, and this is why. The reason why this got #1, it wasn't the most rated, like I said, but it had 127 ratings, 4.5 star, probably has more now, 4.5 stars at $46.99. Now, it was the most expensive, so I kind of thought it might be, you know, top 2, but yeah, it was definitely #1. 45 out of 50 as far as the scoring. The box was excellent. I gave it a 10 out of 10 because it came with a case, it came with a 1/4-inch adapter, it came with 6 sets of in-ear, the tips, the ear tips, 2 cables. One was a phone cable for like the volume rocker and the microphone and all that, and then one, and that was smooth, and then this one is the woven, like a black woven cable. Super nice, hardly any memory at all, so it's going to flow really nice with your clothing, down the back of your shirt, wherever you like to put these. Use and ergonomics, I gave a 9 out of 10. The ear tips fit nicely in my ear, they stay in, I can actually sing while I use these headphones. The cable doesn't grab my clothes. Like I said, it can just flow nicely with your clothes. I love that they use the cable, the swivel cable in, and it's actually the same connection as a Shure, as a Westone. They really go unnoticeable. I really didn't notice these after a long period of time. They do have a metal rod in the over ear section, so that way you can adjust these to exactly the way your ear is shaped. So as far as use, these things feel amazing, they look amazing. I like the color choices, kinda. They have a red and a blue, and then I chose the brown. There's something about this brown color that to me was just the most like classy looking color. The red and the blue just kind of looked a little bit cheap. The build quality seems to be super high quality. Everything about them just feels like a high quality in-ear. It has that slider I was going on about a second ago, so that way when you put it over your ears and then down the back of your neck through your shirt, you can actually pull that slider up like any headphone. I mean, what headphone doesn't have it? You know, you just pull that slider up and it tucks really nicely on you know, behind your collar, right behind your neck. It seems like a no-brainer, but honestly that might have been why they're #1. I'm just kidding. Subtest, these were excellent. Down to 19, 20 hertz, somewhere around in there. Super smooth, clean tone throughout the sub range. Of course, after 20 hertz, they did just kind of drop off when the volume was only at halfway on the iPad, but I mean, really, who cares? As far as the sound and clarity, the description says that these have a dual dynamic micro driver with a PET and copper diaphragm for smooth and rich sound. Yeah, sounds good to me. Anyway, there's good balance from highs to lows, like seriously, really good. I didn't feel like they were too boomy, but I never felt like I didn't have enough lows. So anyway, I gave these a 45 out of 50. If there's any details that I've left out about them, I probably have them in the notes in the description below that I've made on these headphones and the other 4 headphones. Go try out a pair of these. They're cheap enough for most people to pick them up, try them out. If you do use any of the affiliate links below to check these headphones out, I'd really appreciate that. As you probably know, they do help us out financially a little bit, and it's at no more expense to you. That wraps up the first video of 2020. We really appreciate you watching. We appreciate you subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. Click that bell, and remember, great worship leaders are always learning. I'll see you in the next video. Huh? But I don't want you to think that you have to have stuff like this to have good worship, because you don't. You don't. You can have worship with a single guitar in a small room with no lighting, no technology. People are so afraid of technology sometimes. And actually authentically worship Christ in the most simple situation or the most complex situation using a ton of technology. We don't worship technology. We don't worship stuff. We worship the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ, Son of God. That's who we worship. But anyway,